Joseph W., you've got interesting reactions to Donald Trump's historic victory and rapidly increasing appointments to his team. How have your local clients been responding?
Terry, clients that we're talking to are feeling good. Even a couple of my Democratic friends that we do business with, that we kid each other about, being Republican or right wing or whatever, they're kind of feeling good because people will look at their checkbook. Okay, and I think so. I've got a couple headline stories here that I think that people, they know it. Here's an opinion media from Jeff Bezos. The hard truth: Americans did not trust the news media. This came from Jeff Bezos. Here's one. This is rather interesting that. Biden's internal polling had Trump winning 400 electoral votes. Ex-Obama official claims catastrophic mistake. And this was news that was revealed by John, I can't pronounce his last name, it's Favreau, a one-time speechwriter for former President Obama, who now hosts the liberal Pod Save America broadcast. I mean, what part don't people get? Bloomberg, okay? I mean, Bloomberg threw, I think, $50 million in the week before. Michael Bloomberg said, when you got that kind of money, you know you're too rich. Bloom and gloom. Michael Bloomberg slams Democrats for concealing Biden's decline. Probably wasn't great to cover up, okay? I mean, kind of crazy. Here's one that came out that's titled, They Tried to Bankrupt Him, They Tried to Imprison Him, They Even Tried to Kill Him. But he never stopped fighting for us. And now Donald Trump will become president of the United States. Trump, Dems made big mistake involving Cheney's. Boy, I'll tell you, you talking about that. Here's a great one. I get a whole bunch of papers. This New York Post: Prince Harry and Meghan Markle buy Portugal home as emergency escape solution ahead of Trump presidency. Wow, are you kidding? Kamala Harris's fundraising goes towards recount. So check this. So she is still taking donations, and Donald Trump is said to have said, yeah. So. She blew through $1 billion in 9 days. Okay, Trump. Here's the headline: Trump trolls debt-ridden Harris camp, urges GOP to do whatever we can to help them after it's revealed VP owes $20 million. Okay, so people would say that can't be Trump. Well, oh yeah, it is. So Kamala is actually out raising money, and I got one. I just got one today. Yeah. I just got this one, Terry. This came in this morning. Came in Monday, November 18th at 10:31. Joseph, here are 3 things we need to know. Donald Trump's going on a hiring spree, appointing loyalists, blah, blah. There are still races that are too close. We're ready to defend those races. Will you contribute money to help the Harris Fight Fund to make sure we count every vote in these final races and hold Trump accountable? It's like, you don't get it. But here, the Kamala fundraising goes towards a recount. The first $41,300 or $15,000 from a person will be allocated to the DNC. The next $3,300 or $5,000 from a person PAC will be allocated to Harris for president's recount. So they're talking about a recount nationally, or this was on 11/11. This is six days later. I mean, are you crazy? Then Larry Arnn, I have a lot of respect for Larry. He's at Hillsdale College. I mean, here's a school that teaches its students about the Constitution. You know that last year alone, Big Pharma. Okay, so no wonder they hate Kennedy, and I love Kennedy. Okay, spent $379 million on lobbying, much more than any other industry. Wait, let's hear it again. Last year, Big Pharma spent $379 million on lobbying, much more than the industry. So no wonder they don't want to see Kennedy on in there. Here's an article that I found when we were filing this weekend in Newsmax, August 2024. Shameful Biden cover-up. White House and media conspire to keep Americans in the dark about the president's mental and physical decline. So for my Democratic friends. But then I thought it was great. So you know who Stephen Smith is on ESPN. He was on with Hannity like 3 nights after the election. And he was so candid to tell Democrats, you better understand just what happened. And he was humbled about it. I mean, he is very democratic. He supported Kamala. But it was good to see him say, we need to come together. I mean, some of the things that he said, he reminded us that President Obama deported more people than Donald Trump ever has. Okay, but people see Donald Trump as a bad guy. But when I say that to one of my Democratic friends up in San Francisco, no matter what I tell him, he just doesn't listen, and that's okay. I expect in 4 years when he's making more money, then he'll say. But you know what, Terry, we're the United States of America. We need to figure out a way to work together. What bothers me, and I think I said this in my last deal, there is a group of Democrats that are doing whatever they can to block. I mean, no. Here's another one. Pennsylvania Democrats openly admit to counting illegal ballots in McCormick case right now. Then you've got a couple Democrats. Raskin is one of them. Jamie Raskin is kind of the leader that said we're going to block anything that Trump tries to do. I mean, you remember Tip O'Neill? Tip O'Neill used to go over to the White House and probably have a couple scotches with old Reagan, and they would sit on down and say, listen, I got to hold the line with you. But at the end of the day, Tip was so respected. The Kennedys were so respected. There's nothing better than reaching across the aisle. I did it with my brother, John Pinkerton. And look at the relationship that we've got now. So for people to say we can't agree to do, I don't know why we're going so far left. And candidly, Terry, I'm concerned that we have some people fighting for something that they just don't seem to read the headlines. They can't seem to understand that people in America, I think that they did vote with their pocketbooks. They're tired of the media. Okay. So let me just close. I notified my friend today at lunch because I was having lunch. I was trolling through my feed. And I guess that Joe Scarborough, on MSNBC, and his wife, Mia, or whatever her name is, who I don't like, but they've got a voice. They've got an audience, and people deserve to go watch them if they want. I love to watch Hannity, and people like to watch him. Where do you think they went this weekend? They went down to Mar-a-Lago. They had a meeting with Donald Trump at 8 o'clock on Saturday morning, and apparently it was a really good meeting. The feed that came from it, off of Fox News, quotes Scarborough. Okay, it's kind of time to change the rhetoric, and it's time for him to change the tone. And you know what Donald Trump said? I want to work with you. I want to work with all the media. Now, a guy like Trump, having gone through what he did since he's gone down the escalator, should retaliate. I probably would, but the better part of being a leader is that you don't do that. And I think that that's where Trump is. I'm seeing a side of Trump now that I haven't seen. And when I read this feed today that talked about he wants to work with all the media, he hasn't talked about what they've done to him. I think what he's said to him, hey, you guys have thrown everything against me and you lost. So I don't think he needs to say anymore. I think his actions will. So I'm asking those Democrats, I'm asking anybody who runs, who's a political candidate. I mean, we don't have that issue at our college, thank God. I mean, we work really well. We do have two new trustees that are going to become a part of our team, Stephen Terrell and Dr. Griffin. But yeah, I just hope that people kind of work together because. So Bill Maher pans media's excuses for Kamala Harris' defeat. Americans just didn't like her. I mean, let's get over it. Michigan Democrat activist rips Harris for not focusing on black voters while relying on fake civil rights leaders and corrupt officials. So somehow we have all got to come together. So that's my word. Today's November 18th, and I love doing these videos with you. We'll put it out on LinkedIn and everywhere else. If people like it, they like it. If they don't, they don't. Again, my name is Joseph Brady. I'm the president of the Bradco Companies in Victorville, and I'm proud to put these things out. I hope that you enjoy it. Thanks.